Call this meeting to order. This is the agenda of the regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the RGC 4B EDC. Today's Tuesday, November the 5th, and it's 5:34 p.m. We're in Commissioner's Chambers at City Hall. Item one, we'll start with the invocation and pledge of allegiance. I'll ask Dr. Marco for the invocation and Mr. Lopez for the pledge of allegiance.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, please help us watch over us in the decisions we make today. We know that we have our interests of our community and our citizens forefront and foremost in our thoughts. Please help us make wise decisions. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee. Texas is one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. At this time, item two, roll call final quorum. I'm Ms. Peña.
Mr. Ramirez?
Present.
Ms. Perez? Present. Mr. Lopez?
Here.
Dr. Margo?
Here.
Mr. Garza? Mr. Garza is absent. Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Flores? Here. You have a quorum, Mr. Ramirez.
Thank you, ma'am. Item three, public forum. Did anybody sign up for a public forum, Ms. Peña?
No, sir.
Have not. Okay, we'll move on to item number four, approval of minutes from previous meeting.
Mr. President, there's no changes to the minutes as I approve as read.
Okay, I've got a motion on the table.
Second.
Got a second. Everybody's in agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Again, same sign. Motion passes. Item five, financial report. Ms. Guillen.
Yes. We just completed the first month of our fiscal year, which began in October. During this month, the city received a deposit of $330,709.38. In sales taxes, of which $82,677.34 was directed to the EC. Our expenditures in your report reflect daily operations, and what you see under economic development on page 1 is our subsidy to affordable homes. I'll let you take a moment to review that. As Mr. Ramirez pointed out at yesterday's event, our economy is strong, with sales tax at their highest levels in 2019. With these new projects underway, we anticipate that these figures will continue to climb, providing the necessary dollars for reinvestment into economic development projects. Investments continue to remain positive. In the last 6 months alone, approximately $14 million of investment was seen in roughly 240,000 square feet of commercial construction. During the same time, an estimated 135 square feet of residential construction provided for approximately $4.5 million worth of investment into our city. Also, it's notable to say that the city of Rio Grande City recently achieved an A rating from S&P. Much like an individual credit score, the bond rating for the city determines the interest rate it pays on its debt. The A rating allows our city to borrow at lower interest rates, thereby saving millions of dollars over the long term. And as reported during the city meeting last week, that rating reflects on the continued growth and diversification of the city's tax base, resident income levels, and a stable fund balance and strong liquidity. Formal financial policies and conservative assumptions directed by our administration and the city commission contributed to this rating. So congratulations to the city on this A rating. I thought you guys should know in case you missed it during the city meeting last week. Are there any questions regarding the expenditure report?
Any questions or comments?
We just started the year, so
Yes, we just started.
we're not going to see a whole lot of activity.
Okay,
And this is for information.
correct. If there's no comments or questions, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Item 6, election of officers. Ms. Guillen.
Yes. So the 2018, your current officers are as follows. Mr. Ray Ramirez, President. Ms. Lori Peterson Perez, Vice President. Mr. Fred Lopez, Secretary. Dr. Javier Margo, Treasurer. And of course, Commissioner Garza, Commissioner Jones, and Commissioner Flores as Directors. At this time, we could look at nomination of officers, and we take your recommendation for the 2019-2020 Board of Directors officers.
Very good. Any recommendations or nominations at this point? I'll open the table for discussion or a motion at this time.
I move that we re-elect the same officers.
Okay. The motion to keep the same officers as previously on the table by Ms. Perez.
Second.
The second, Mr. Lopez. Everybody in agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Again, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you all.
Congratulations.
Okay, so officers remain the same. Okay, I don't know if we need to repeat those. I think they've
Yes,
been.
so the 2019-2020 officers, Mr. Ray Ramirez, President, Lori Perez, Vice President, Fred Lopez, Secretary, and Dr. Javier Marco, Treasurer.
Very good. Looking forward to another good year.
Absolutely.
Item number 7, discussion and possible action to award and enter into a performance agreement with Science Counseling Services for a Main Street facade grant. Ms. Guillen?
Yes, you have some background history on Ms. Sines' property located at 406 North Florida Street. She's a licensed family counselor, is seeking approval of a Main Street facade grant to help replace existing deterioration on the building where she practices her counseling sessions. Ms. Sines is here with us today, and I will ask her to come up in just a moment. I want to make a special note that this is outside of the Main Street district. However, the board maintains the discretion to allow it as it is within the block from the Main Street district, and it is in the historical district. We know that attractive storefronts help draw people in to shop, and that's one of our priorities is to increase businesses to our downtown. They also beautify the surrounding area. In our downtown, the Main Street facade grant was developed many years ago. With your guidance and support, we reintroduced it in its new form in 2015 to support the physical and economic vitality of our Main Street. Over the last couple of years, we've helped to match facade improvements at Borregas Electric, for example, Extreme Party Place, and just a short while back at the Canales building, otherwise known as the historic Davis Landing Square, where you'll find businesses such as Fabi's or El Rey del Colchón and Sipa's Barbershop. Priority has been provided for properties located on Rio Grande City's commercial corridors, that's 80 through 755, including our downtown district. Those improvements may include window and door repairs, replacements, building awnings, exterior paint, masonry, restoration of replication of signage, etc. And so we have Ms. Sines here today with her application, which is contained within your packet. Ms. Sines, will you please step up to give us a little bit of background on your history in business, in counseling, and what you are asking our EDC board today?
What I do about it?
Tell us about what your business does and what you're seeking from the EDC board.
Okay, I have been a counselor for over 30 years. I was a school counselor for many years, and then I decided to do after I retired, to do some counseling. And this building was built by my grandfather back in the 1940s, the one I'm asking to be renovated. And then once I retired, I started with my practice in Rio Grande City. I'm originally from here, from Rio Grande, but I live in Roma. And I find it very rewarding working as a counselor. And what my plans are that I would like to, I may retire in 2 years, but I would like to continue the practice of counseling, having anybody that would like to, I would like to use my practice as a counseling services only. I do not want to rent it to any other kind of entity except counseling. And I already have been talking to some counselors, and they're interested probably in renting after I retire in about 2 more years and continue as a counseling services there. And I'm very proud of it because I already had applied for it. I applied for it too in 2016 for a grant, but I was denied. This is the second time I applied. I don't know if it was through EDC, but it was Main Street Department. I had this letter that I forwarded to you all. I guess it was another program, but it was denied. And I could tell you about, I could read this to you when I applied the first time around because I had it written down.
Sure.
Okay?
Yes.
Would you like for me to read it? Okay. I said, okay, it says appeal for house renovation located at 406 North Flores, Rio Grande City. Board of Directors, I recently applied for a grant allotment to restore facades, the facade of building structure. My father, Julian Gonzalez Jr., the owner of an advanced stage, he passed away 2 years ago, my father, okay? At this time, that's when I had applied. And with his consent, I took the initiative of restoring this house. My father and grandfather, Julian Sr., started constructing the house between the years 1938 through 1945 at a slow pace. During the process of construction, my father and 2 of his brothers were drafted to serve in World War II. My father served as an Army bomber during this horrific and dreaded war, and one of his brothers was killed in action, which has been a traumatic experience for him. When he returned home in 1945, my father proceeded in completing the house under construction since he was a skilled carpenter, my father. Just has self-made carpenter, okay? My grandfather, Julian Sr., and wife, Librada Gonzalez, enjoyed living in the new house until their time, and thereafter my father bought his shares from his siblings. There were 9 siblings in the family, the Gonzalez family. The house was rented for many years till time took its toll, and because of its sentimental value, I was encouraged to give it a facelift. My father is a longtime citizen and patriot of Rio Grande City, USA, and the allotment and recognition of his charming house will surely make him beam with pride. Moreover, please reconsider my appeal, since this particular house is located in a main thoroughfare adjacent to Main and 2nd Streets on Road 755. My vision is definitely economical growth in my hometown of Rio Grande City. This street and future one-way it was one way at the time, then it became a two-way, has a high volume of traffic where business is in progress and its structures need to be improved and beautified. As of now, this house is being used as a therapeutic service center where counseling services are provided. In a few months, and it was 2012 when I applied, psychological services will be offered as well. And I would like to also welcome biochemical and hypnosis there. I am positive that you all are aware of this endeavor and want the best for our historical city of Rio Grande City. Okay?
Very good, thank you. Is everybody familiar on the house that she's talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from Ms. Sines at this time?
I already gave all the information to Mrs.
In your
Dia.
packet, you have an example of.
Yes, of the house,
the
yes.
work, because my question would be to describe what that renovation is, and I know you have it as part of your information here.
Yes.
Do you want to just quickly tell us what your plans are as they look at this? I know,
Let me see if I have
don't know if you
a
have
copy
it with
here.
you or not.
Well, yes, I would like to just make it the same, of course, the facade. I would like the windows to be, those awnings, the windows? Can you pass it around?
Yes.
We all have.
We
You
have
all have
it.
it? Okay. Yes,
You'll find
the windows.
shutters.
Oh, yeah, and then the shutters on the front windows, shutters. And then, of course, yes, I would like the floor there at the, it's cracked already. It's the original one since the 1940s. So I would like to also renovate that. And what else?
The fencing.
The fence.
The fencing, yes. I would like the iron fence. So it's whatever. It's not very, very much. I think it's about 13,000 more or less.
That house is one of the best kept up homes. I think she keeps it, she maintains it very good. I think it's something that, to show the rest of the property owners in Rio Grande that we're here to help in any way we can. But being that it's away from the main street, but that house is maintained very good, and you're only gonna have your services there. Nobody's gonna live there, or you're not gonna rent it.
My father rented it for a couple of years, and I just decided after he granted it to me, actually deeded it to me. That's what he did. He deeded it to me. I decided that it's going to be only for services, but not for renting, because they would just, they did some kind of damages indoors, some people that rented it. But he did it for many years. He rented it. But the construction is very good inside, it's very thick. I believe the walls are very, very thick. Must have been about 2 feet, 1 feet and a half or 2 feet.
Yeah,
That took a lot of space from the rooms, I noticed, because they were bastantito thick, like more or less about this thickness. The walls in between, for the two, it's ideal for counseling for offices, because it has three doors. It has a front door and then 2 side doors. So let's say one of the doors will lead to one office, and then the one in the middle leads to, it's a little corridor that leads to where they can sit down, a little corridor, and then it has the little kitchen area for little coffee room, and then the other door, and that can go to one of the other rooms, because then the 2 bedrooms are going to be, it's the other door. That one can be used only for that room for an office, and then they can use the corridor for the last room. It's ideal for offices. Has 3 rooms,
Okay.
one large room and 2 smaller ones.
It's commercial.
It's commercial.
Well,
Some Flores.
yes, for our business, yes.
Now that Flores became part of the city streets, TxDOT turned it over to the city now. Now, it used to be 755 Flores, so now it's just Flores.
There's there's Comet Cleaners, and then there's a little cantinita, and there's that house.
It's a watering hole, ma'am. A watering hole.
Okay, they just don't, they don't,
That's what they call it.
they just go in the evenings. They're not there during the day. And that's what I noticed. They're just there in the evenings.
And Ms. Science, you understand that this is a reimbursement grant, and
Yes.
that you apply for the grant before the restoration, seek
Oh,
approval
yes,
from the
yes.
ADC, and then once complete with the work, you submit receipts for reimbursement.
Okay. I have figured out about 12 or 13,000. I think you all have the information there, so I don't know how much I'll be granted. I hope it's almost, but you said it's only like half of that or 75% of that or something like that?
Up to 5,000, correct?
Up to 5,000, yes.
Up to 75%, up to 5,000.
Okay, no, it's 12,000, I think, that more or less, with all including the carpentry, the fee.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Questions?
No?
I wasn't prepared for this. I'm glad I got this.
Are there any restrictions we need to be aware of?
So obviously, the important thing to note is that you seek approval of the EDC before you proceed with any renovation, because it's after approval that you qualify for the reimbursement if awarded. And also, and this is contained in the packet in the application, that you seek written approval from the EDC. You must be open for business. For a minimum
I
of
open
2
for
years.
business, but
I
whenever
think you and I have discussed
clients,
this
whenever I have
before.
clients, yes, I do come about 2 or 3 times a week. Even sometimes I open on Saturdays when they cannot make it during the week. The children, they usually come after school. I usually have children, adolescents, young adults, and once in a while I get adults. But actually my focus is on children and adolescents, the younger kids, because I was a counselor for 18 years with an elementary. And then then I started working with the teenagers at college, because I worked at the university here, at Pan Am, in Rio Grande for just about 2 or 3 years. And then but actually my expertise are the younger children.
And I know this is also important to note that you maintain ownership of the property during that period, the 2-year.
Maintain what?
Maintain ownership, that you're not going to turn around and sell it.
I
And I
will
know you
never
wouldn't.
sell
I know
it,
you
never.
But I just have to.
No, I already told my
point
son,
that
if
out.
I pass on, it's going to continue there.
Pretty much the bigger.
forever.
ones in
So, and I don't think it'll ever fall, because I said for all these years and still intact, almost intact inside.
And then, of course, city permits are required along with city inspections, and Mr. Milan is here in the room, and you know Mr. Milan, and he would guide you through that process
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Ms. Hines, for coming
Thank you
this
so
evening.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
You want action?
sure. If there's no any comments or concerns at this time, I guess I'll entertain a motion.
Yeah, I move that we award the maximum allowable under the terms of the grant.
Okay.
Okay.
Second.
I got a motion, I got a second. Everybody in agreement signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion passes. Ms. Hines, congratulations. Your grant has been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the next item of the agenda. Item number 8, discussion and possible action to award and enter into a performance agreement with Cactus Restaurant for a business infrastructure grant. Ms. Guillen?
Sir, I don't see Mr. Porras in the room. Would you want to table this until we take up the next grant? I know he's been contacted to be here.
Yeah, let's do that.
He called me, I was on my way over here, he couldn't get off, he's
No,
working at night,
Okay.
so he wasn't gonna be
We
able to
can-
make it, just,
Oh, okay.
We can table it for the next,
Well, we can let the others present theirs in case they need to go and then come back to his.
If he makes it in.
Yeah,
if not, we
text
can
him, see if he can
table
make it in.
till-
Okay, and we'll skip this item and move on to item number 9. Discussion and possible action to award and enter a performance agreement with Perez Pizza for a business infrastructure grant. Ms. Guillen?
Is Ms. Diana, she's not here either? Okay. So my recommendation is to table that item.
Also,
Okay.
go to someone who's here.
Okay, moving on to item number 10, discussion and possible action to award and enter into a performance agreement with Signworks for a Main Street facade grant.
Wait,
Again?
if I may interrupt, do we need a motion to table?
If there's not gonna be any action.
Well, I mean, we can come back and table those in case they show up after we're done with the grants. Okay, so we'll come back to those items 8 and 9 after we're done with 10 and 11. Okay, so at this point, item number 10 is again,
Yes.
Signworks
Yes.
facade grant.
We have Mr. Solis, who is the owner and operator of Signworks located at 308 West Main Street. He's seeking assistance for funds to improve the facade of his building downtown. And you have information in your packet, along with an example. If you go to the far end of the tab, you've got another visual, and we like to see these. Just kind of a rendering of some of the renovations he plans to make at the property. Mr. Solis, would you like to come up and present your application?
Welcome, Mr. Solis.
Yes, good evening, how are you?
is this gonna be the color of the wall?
Yes, that's a little bit off, but yes, we can get to that. If it's recommended by the Main Street program, it's fine with me.
Okay, I can't find a picture of that.
At the very
It's
end.
at the very end.
Very end, okay, oh, it's a
Go on
1,000
the
pages
left
here.
and pull back one page.
There it is. Very nice. A lot nicer than it's there now.
Okay, yeah.
That's an old building, but yeah.
It's an old building, it's about going on 34 years old. And I believe that it needs a facade. We've been, I started with a horse, that's my dad's place when the jewelry store was there. Now we open Signworks. But it's gone down to the point where we outgrown ourselves in the past couple of years, that it's just unbelievable how much stuff we've done. That now with years back when they put the light there in San Antonio Street, cars, they don't pass 30 miles per hour, now they stop. So we're right there. We're actually in downtown Main Street. And I believe that doing something to our building, a new facade, would help out a lot with maybe people might look
Sure.
to see something new, more customers. I mean, in the past 17 years that I have the business, and then we kicked it off in 2007 with a new business, and then in 2014 we made it into LLC. We started with, I guess it was just me as an employee, and then I jumped into 2, and now we're at 8 employees full-time, going on 9. We got 3 part-time, going on 4. So I think we created a lot of jobs in the past this couple of years that It's incredible. We invested so much money also in machinery, updated, because we need to update it since everything's going digital. We have to update. So we update something inside, we believe that the outside needs to be updated too, to have both things come together. Now, it's a very high traffic area. I see people, I mean, I'm wearing shirts, some of y'all got onto my business and you know how it is. And we like to keep it. If you don't see an old man outside, that's my dad cleaning the, the highway there. And so we think that it's time, and we believe it's time to do something to it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And then I've seen it, and it's just gone so many years have passed that I think it's time to stop and do it. I think it's a good time to do it. It's good years coming through our business, and we believe that we're growing. And if we're growing, I think our building needs to grow and look nicer than it is.
This rendering was done by the historical.
No, actually, this is set to go out to a rendering with the Texas Historical Commission.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Colors.
way before it was a city, so I think it was like 3 years before it was. I think it was built in 1985.
Yes, but the
Before.
current visual, that's
Okay.
something that you provided.
Yeah, that's something that we think that it's going on, but we are up to any recommendations that the historical market are willing to work with us. I mean, we're willing to work with anything since we're wanting to do something vintage, but with the new look also,
Yeah.
or whatever y'all or the board recommends. We're up to whatever whatever changes you want is fine to us.
On that building that he has there, that's one of the buildings, very the few buildings that he's kept up with renters that, you know, you have different people that rent
Yes,
through.
actually, our renters that was there for many years, and the other one, probably my sister would be on it. Those renters have been there for many years, and we like to keep them up to what is like whatever they need is what we want to give them to make sure they stay because we don't want to lose business. Yeah, and they happy because now with the new light that you all put in San Antonio, it's been helping a lot, and they know so. It's been a very high traffic area, and also what we're doing, we're updating also some more lighting so we can have more lights because I know sometimes it is a little bit dark there. So we're working on that too on our part. So we can-
Is that metal roof going to be painted that color or?
Yes.
Or is that gonna be
That's
replaced
fi-
completely?
It's just
Just
it's not an
repainted?
awning, but
Yeah.
that's.
You're not gonna
I'm going to
remove it,
replace
right?
Yeah, new. No, not new roof, just
You're not- You don't want to remove it?
no, since I guess the building is already attached all the way down to the
Okay.
back, so I don't think I don't know if it's a good idea, but I don't think it's
No.
recommendable.
I mean, it looks in great shape. That's what I'm
Oh,
asking.
yeah.
You're just going to paint
Yeah,
it
well, we
to
kept
a
it
red color.
for many years in good shape, but we put in too much money every year. For 33 over 34 years, I think we think we need something a little bit more up to date with that vintage, that historical look that's why we're in the Main Street downtown historical market, and I think it would be a good idea to do the.
Any colors that are introduced to the building downtown must get the approval
Oh,
of
yes.
the historical
And if we need to change
commission.
colors that you all recommend or the historic market, we're willing to work with that.
I think these colors fall within
In
the
the
color
same-
that they like to recommend or approve, so I don't think we'll have a problem with that, but I mean, it looks nice, so.
Yeah, and there's still stuff to be finished outside, your vintage signage that we're doing, but we wanna do it vintage style, back in the 50s, back in the 60s, the way it was, or even older. And also with some, maybe some benches and some nice pottery. I know there's one that was donated by DTC, there's one, I believe there's one there. Put more, something nicer with their flowers and stuff.
What's your timeline?
As soon as possible. We want to make sure we hit before Christmas or Christmas to have something nice because we love to decorate during Christmas. Nice lighting, nice.
Sure.
Yeah,
And we
I
encourage
guess-
all business to decorate and
Yes,
light up the
we
Main
love to
Street.
do
Looks
that.
very
We
nice.
love to do that. And the good thing is that our neighbors, we always talk to them to give it that little nice Christmas feeling and, you know, lighting to look nice. And they're willing to cooperate. So.
Is it just going to be sign works that's going to get updated or the whole building?
Oh, actually, that building, since back then is all porciones, you know, so it's one building. Of course, it's Suite A, Suite B, but it will be it actually represents just one address. That's what.
So this, and that was gonna be my question to Dr. Marco, because obviously there is, you've got,
Two businesses.
there's, the next item on the agenda covers the other portion of that,
Okay.
building, so you'll see that there.
We'll take it together as one.
I think they have to be taken as separately.
Okay.
So this is only a facade grant?
This is only a facade grant, correct?
For- Okay.
For
Now
sign-
that-
for sign
Now
works.
Now we're wanting
From one hand
to,
on the other.
so they can't meet for both? I mean,
Yeah, but let's take one at a time.
I think one at a time, okay.
Right.
Okay.
But,
I get that.
Since you're right next to each other, we probably want to do something.
right now.
Right.
The way they look like the same, and a lot of people get confused. They walk into our door like, oh, who is this?
Right.
So that's why I want to give that two different looks to do those two different buildings.
And as I said earlier, you understand it's a reimbursement
Correct,
grant.
yes.
And you have to seek
Right.
approval before,
Correct.
beforehand for those agreements.
Yes.
And then we might want to visit with them on job creation grants, anything that else that he might qualify for as well.
Yes, we actually sometimes, I guess on Friday's payday, we get scared because there's so many checks going in. I had never signed so many checks before in my life. But it's good. I mean, I'm helping somebody get a job and they're happy.
Yes.
I'm still getting new people trying to find a job and I wish I could help them. But we try to help them most, you know, I guess.
But your business is in there.
It's in there, yeah.
You run your business from
We
that
run,
building
yeah.
there.
I
Family.
know
And you're-
I'm a frequent customer there, so he does
Me
the
too.
wrapping for my
Yes.
cards. So-
Family owned, and all our employees are from here, from Rio, where everybody's from here. So we try to help our community. I guess we get young kids, also, you know, older people also that come, you know. So
You see, and that's what I try to, like Ms. Science, she runs her business out of that building that she wants to. And you run your business out of that building and it's right downtown. We don't, you know, sometimes when they come, the owner of the building, and they have it rented out, and they just want to upgrade, you know, that building and then do something with it later on. But you run your business out of there, which
we
is.
run it there
To me,
Monday
it's
through
fine.
Saturday, and we're trying, if we get something going, we might open Sundays because I have people that say that they have to go, they're out of town to go buy something. So we're trying to make, I guess people say it, home business, mom and pop shop, but we're trying to be more than just a mom and pops. We're trying to be the leader in town because we're growing and we want to make sure that hopefully Sunday will be open, if not, at least Monday through Saturday. That's what we're doing.
Sure.
But at least it gives us another employee to start working again. And, you know, we created so many, though, like I said, from 2 people to 8, almost 9 full-time, and then 3 to 4 part-time. I think we have our hands full, and hopefully we'll become more. Yeah, thank God. It's a lot of struggle, but it's worth it. And we've been doing business there in downtown, so we're happy.
Very
You'll do a
good.
great job, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on your success. I know you guys have done a good job, so
Thanks.
keep it up. Very good. Any more questions or comments at this point?
I so moved. I so moved that we go into agreement with Signworks with Mr. Solis.
And again, same thing, Mr. Lease, it's a 2-year agreement. Make sure you don't move out or sell the business or anything like that. I mean, obviously,
I'll
you've been
probably
there
see
for a
you
long
here after
time.
30 years to do another one.
So come back for a second one after.
There we go.
Okay.
I
very good.
second.
I got a motion, I got a second. Everybody in agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Again, same sign. Motion passes. Congratulations,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank
Awarded.
you.
This time I'll go back to item number 8. I see Mr. Porras here with us today, so I'll go back to item 8. Discussion and possible action to award and enter into a permanent agreement with Cactus Restaurant for a business infrastructure grant. Ms. Guillen?
Yes, so Cactus Restaurant is currently owned by Mr. Porras. It's a restaurant with a specialty in Mexican food. It's been in operation for 10 years, and the building itself is running on 50 years old. The objective of our business development grant program is to encourage the restoration and utility of commercial property within the city. Sometimes our small businesses need to make improvements to the property to enhance its accessibility, upgrade to meet city codes, also to make modifications to better serve the business needs for continued growth. And obviously, with your guidance and support, our EDC has been able to have an impact on small business owners in our community. Some of those examples of past businesses who have received the infrastructure grant recipients include Real Max Fitness, who since being granted has doubled in capacity with the purchase of the building or the suite next door. And they've just been on this trajectory for success for some time, and we congratulate them. And of course, Texas Cafe is another one who upgraded its restrooms to meet ADA compliance. That was extremely important to Mrs. Garza. And by the way, they're also celebrating 80 years of service, and you have an invitation at your place to come and join us if you can. So obviously, improvements in this category include, window door repairs, replacements, fire prevention and safety upgrades, electrical and plumbing to meet our city code, for commercial occupancy, roof repairs, modifications to upgrade the HVAC installation, and in some cases, parking lot improvements where it's necessary to accommodate customers. As a reminder, a priority has been provided for properties that are located in the commercial corridors, and Cactus is located off of US Highway 83.
Okay.
Mr. Porras is here. Sir, would you like to step up and tell us about your project?
Ladies and gentlemen, most of you know who I am. I'm David Porras, and I'll do a little history on my introduction here. As you know, I'm one of the founding fathers of the Economic Development Corporation, B, okay? And your brother served with me. We started this grants about 15 years ago. Now I want to be a recipient of it, unfortunately. But yes, this property was annexed about 6 years ago by the city of Rio Grande City, and my taxes are paid for. They employ about 5-6 employees. My taxes are paid for, and it generates revenue in the sales tax. And I'm asking to, the building actually is 50 years old. I need some repairs on the roof. This is why I'm coming before you to ask for an assistance to do a repair on the roofs. Okay, so we're taking about $5,000. I submitted a proposal for about $4,800. Okay, so this is why I'm here, coming before you. And
Mr. Porras, can you tell me you have, how long has Cactus been at that building? And were we correct with I know they've been in operation for 10 years. Has it always been at that location?
the what?
The restaurant?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And they continue to have a lease agreement with you?
Yes, currently, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you?
They are for renewal in January.
Okay.
So I have no problem. I was just gonna extend renew the contract. They've been with me for 10 years. So they're proving themselves that they're in there for the durability of the contract. And I have no problem with that.
Very good. Any comments, questions, concerns?
So with old buildings, we found out just with remodeling old homes of ourselves, sometimes the expenses exceed what's preliminary listed. So if their expenses go to 6,000 or 7,000 because there's additional support required by city inspection, whatnot, because they've only submitted this amount, can they increase that to get that 75% of the 5? Or?
This is an estimate that's been provided and
Okay.
hopefully still honored by the contractor, but if additional expenditures occur, keep in mind that our cap is 5,000.
Right.
So it's 75% of those expenditures up to the cap of $5,000. So there's still some room.
Okay, very good. Any other comments, questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
You got a motion to approve?
A second.
Yeah, second. Okay, everybody in agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Again, same sign? I'm sorry. Motion carries, I'm sorry. Mr. Porras, congratulations.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate your support.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming by. I know you're working, so thank you for coming by.
Yeah. And like Dr. Margo was saying, we just want to clarify that it's open to the maximum that they can all get.
Correct.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
less. So
Thanks,
that
sir.
you know,
Right,
if they
right.
get less than the 5,000.
But the maximum that they qualify for.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I don't think Mrs. From Pere Pizzas is here yet, so I guess motion this, I'm sorry, I'll table this item.
Right.
Okay, so I'll need a motion to table.
So moved.
Okay, got a motion to, need a second. Everybody in agreement, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. Move on to item number 11, discussion possible action to award and enter into a performance agreement with Maribel Solis for a Main Street facade grant. Ms. Guillen?
Next Maribel Solis is the owner and operator of Solis Flower Shop at 308 West Main Street. Ms. Solis is seeking assistance to fund improvements that will further enhance the building's exterior. You have in your packet, closer to the end of the tab, a rendition of the work that she plans to do at her property. And this is right next to the grant that you just approved for Mr. Edgar Solis. Ms.
Ms. Solis?
Can you step up and give us a little bit more information?
I'm still looking at this one.
Right now, it's right next to my brother's, the sign works. Right now, they are rented. We've always rented them ever since my parents built it almost 30 years ago, a little bit over. And one of our renters has almost been there for, I would want to say, close to 20 years, which is a finance company. And the ones next to them have been renting for around 5 to 6 years. We believe that, you know, we've been accommodating them throughout the years, you know, restoring the inside, the carpet, the paint inside, the restrooms, the AC and stuff like that. And we believe that it's time, you know, to make it look nice through the outside as well, and it'll kind of make the flow match the building. My brother is right next to it, right? So, I don't know if you have any questions.
And this property is under your name?
Yes,
And
yes,
then
and
his
it's
is under
in his name,
Signworks.
and it's right next to my brother's. And like I
Right.
said, my parents built it almost 30 years ago, a little bit more. And it's on Main Street. They've always been in business. All the 4 offices that we have, they've always been rented, and the other ones have been owned by us. The other businesses that are in the building.
Such as the flower shop.
Yeah, the flower shop, yeah. I mean, it used to belong to my mom, then she passed it over to me. And we've always been in business, my parents, my grandparents, my brothers, me, so it just runs in the family to be in the business industry.
Is there a firewall between the two buildings?
A firewall?
Like, yeah, separating them?
Yes, they're
distinctly?
they're separate, yeah.
Okay. And then as far as, I noticed the decor, at least the schematic, looked a little different. Is that by design, or were they gonna try to make it all be the same, or just give it a different option?
We gave it a little bit of different, but I mean, it makes sense for it, maybe for it ought to look the same, or maybe it might help for it to look different, just to different, you know,
Differentiate a little
different,
bit.
yeah,
I'm just curious.
Are y'all sending anything to the Main Street program
We
for
are.
renderings?
Yes,
I
we
think that'll give you a really good idea how to do the color schemes.
yeah.
And
Usually
they'll-
like in the beige and the brown and the,
They have our
With-
color palette, and they'll give you some suggestions that
Yeah.
you
It
can.
would be nice if it was a little bit different.
a little bit different, just to
On each-
differentiate, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the roof would look more consistent, because it's one continuous roof to be the same. That was the only thought I had. The color, the wall itself.
Yeah,
would look-
yeah,
would
because
look-
I believe the
There is a
roof
little-
would stay the same.
And as Mr. Solis said earlier, they're open to suggestions. and
Yeah, whatever.
recommendations. So we can look at what the Texas Main Street program gives you. They're excellent with their, recommendations.
And I mean, I know the businesses that are right now renting, they're not gonna stay there forever, but with it giving it a new look, I mean, it brings, attracts new businesses to rent as well.
Right. Well, and I think it is more important that the owners get this, because that's your building.
Yes.
You own it, you're always gonna have it, no matter who is renting from
Yeah.
you.
And that whole block itself is pretty well maintained. Again, I'm going back to
Yes.
maintenance of the building. Mr. Smith is in the corner where they have the chiropractor. That's well maintained. Their
Yes.
building is well maintained. It's manicured. Mr. Smith manicures the back part. And then across the street, also that property,
It's a vacant lot.
it's a vacant lot that's
Yeah.
always, cut and maintained, clean.
And like
So-
Edgar said, his dad's out there every morning cleaning the front.
He's not
Yes.
cleaning, he's smoking a cigarette.
That's an
Tells him
that's
he's
an
gonna-
extra.
He tells him he's gonna go sweep, but he's smoking a cigarette.
I see him sweeping.
Multitasking.
Very
Yeah,
good.
and I mean, like I say, all that strip, I mean, it's known for, it's always been in business with usually the people that have rented are always the financial institutions, so there's a lot of traffic, a lot of people going in and out, and we're, like he said, we're right in the light, so there's a lot of traffic there all the time, and, you know, for it to
Sometimes
look,
you're parked right outside your building for a good while.
Yeah.
Traffic is heavy, so
yeah.
it'll give you something nice to look at.
Very good. This time I guess I'll entertain just a motion.
I so move.
Got a motion by
A
Ms.
second.
Perez, got a second by Mr. Lopez. Everybody in agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Again, same sign, the motion passes. Congratulations, Mr. Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next item on the agenda, item 12, year in review. Ms. Guillen?
Yes. Before we introduce our year in review, let me just first say thank you to our board members for your advice, your commitment, and support to our projects, of our projects. Secondly, I want to thank my EDC staff, Angela and Melinda, Nancy, Felipe, and Lena, and of course, all the city departments who in partnership help us get these projects done. Yesterday, we had a momentous groundbreaking, and it's followed by next week's Small Business Milestone Celebration with Texas Cafe. You have that invitation here in front of you. The Texas Treasures Award will be presented to the Garzas. It recognizes the accomplishments of Texas businesses that have provided employment opportunities and supports the state's economy for at least 50 years. They've been in business for 80. Our office, with the help of Nancy, who is not with us this evening, initiated that application, and that was signed off by our state senator Judith Zaffarini and our state representative Brian Guillen. And we're assisting Ms. Garza with her program planning, and we hope that you can join us. It'll be a beautiful evening. And of course, right before that, we have an invitation for an event at the public library where our librarians will honor Senator Zaffarini for her support of Texas libraries. So it's kind of, you go from one event to the other. And I know that schedules are very busy, especially now coming up with the holidays, and of course a football playoff. So we just want to make sure that you know that this is happening, and of course our city and EDC will be represented at these events. So I turn it over to Melinda to give you a snapshot of what we've done over the year, and again, thank you for all you do to support our projects.
Good evening, everyone. I have a short video of our year-end review. We were planning to show this earlier, before the fiscal year ended, but we weren't able to, so you get to watch it today.
Very nice.
So you can see we've had a very busy year, and we look forward to a year of
More wonderful things. Thank you, Melinda, and thank you also Ms. Guillen and EDC staff, and of course, Mayor and Commissioners, Mr. Perez and staff. Thank you all for all the hard work. As y'all can see, there's a lot going on, and we continue to work together to improve our beautiful city, and there's a lot of projects still coming, and we look forward to all the new development and exciting things to come, so.
I do have one more thing, we're working on with, Main Street and the Beverly College Tour.
Okay?
It is an activity sheet. It's in the draft stages. It's an activity sheet for the Bessie College Tour for the students.
Okay.
It's a coloring activities sheet. It is a 11 by 17, and you open it up as a booklet, and there'll be more information and other activities in there. And then you open it up to a more maze and coloring page.
You know, Winter Texas would love that. They do.
They
They,
have one too. We'll
yeah, I mean, they would love that.
and see that. So that's at least for the trolley tour we'll be having this coming fiscal year. That should be finished within the next several weeks.
Then what do we have as far as, I know we have the little QR codes on the buildings now for the walking tour.
Yes, that's connected to audio recordings.
Okay.
So you can connect with the QR code and listen in for an audio recording of what is the narrative.
And do we still have the little maps too that go along with that? or no?
That's the second phase to that project, and that one will also be, it's in development right now.
Okay.
And we just learned how to create these interactive maps on Google.
Google, yes.
And
Nice.
we had a trial run with the Halloween on Main Street event,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure we can work something out to have it with, to direct people to the signage downtown. So that's something we're looking forward to. Sometimes I wonder where Melinda finds the time to do these little projects when we're busy doing that, and of course, creating a lot of material now that the retail project has been announced and we've broken ground. We've received a lot of inquiries for other properties that are in and around the area, so we're constantly updating our maps, making sure that we have the right information to share with prospective investors. So she's really busy, but she still finds the time to do things like this, and I think
When you know how to work one of these, you can do wonders. Good job, Linda.
Good job.
I can work a computer, but I can't do what she does.
When you know how to work one of these.
That's a special talent for all that design work.
Yes, ma'am, it does.
And that's all we have for you this evening.
All right. Very good. So again, congratulations to all. Again, been a wonderful year. I look forward to many great things again to come forward. With that being said, I'd also like to wish the best of luck to the Rattlers this Thursday night. They are playing versus Brownsville Pace, and as y'all may or may not know, the Rattlers have not played for a district title in 35 years, since 1984-85.
As long as the building, the Solis has been around.
So it's a great game Thursday night here at George Sanchez Stadium. If we win, of course, we'll share the title, possibly a three-way tie, but it don't matter. I think it's something great for the community. And Friday night, also the Gators host Zapata, also with a chance to make the playoffs, but they got to win also. So again, wish them both the best of luck. Okay, so
Hope to see you guys out there Thursday and Friday.
the voice of the Rattlers.
I'll be out there. I'll be in Brownsville tomorrow for freshman and JV.
Oh, really? All right.
Go Rio.
Yes. Okay, at this time, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Got a motion?
I'll second.
It is 6:31. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.